Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Bibbity Bobbity Books. My name is Ellie and today I'm so excited to be starting a reading vlog. So the reason why I thought I would do a reading vlog this week is because I actually had a bunch of annual leave that I needed to take off before the end of the working year. So I've just booked a random week off work and I could not be more excited for it. The sun is shining, it's come at a really good time and I'm just really looking forward to having a week of self-care where I'm hopefully going to do a ton of reading and enjoy the nice spring weather. And also, very excitingly, my partner and I are actually going to Centre Parcs next weekend. So yeah, I thought this would be a really fun week to film and I really hope that you enjoy it. In terms of my reading plans, I'm currently reading Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. I'm 92 pages into this one, so I've made a fair dent and I am really enjoying this one actually. It's not like anything I've read before and it's got me really intrigued. So yes, I'm very excited to carry on with this one. I'm hoping to finish it either today or tomorrow because it's quite nice and short, but I'll obviously talk to you about my thoughts and feelings for this one a little bit later on in this video. So yeah, excited for that. Some other books that I've got my eye on are Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Shannon Maguire. So this is the second book in the Wayward Children series, and again I thought this would be a really good one to pick up this week because it's nice and short, so hopefully I can read it fairly quickly. And I also read the first book in this series, which is Every Heart Doorway, last year, and I loved it, so I've got really high hopes for this one and I'm very excited for it. Another book that I'm very excited for is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. So this is her newest release. It's a YA story. I think it's like a paranormal horror type story and it looks like it's going to have a really gothic setting based on the cover, which I'm very excited for. And yeah, this book has obviously got a lot of buzz recently because it's only just been published, so I really want to be part of the conversation, so I'm very excited to pick this one up soon. And then another book that I thought would be fun to add on to this little TBR is Neon Gods by Katie Roberts. So this is a steamy modern Hades and Persephone retelling and I've heard lots of fantastic things about this one, so I thought this would be really fun to include if I'm fancying something a little bit steamy. So yeah, that's my little TBR for the week. Whether or not I will stick to this, we shall see, because I am a mood reader and I'm just planning on picking up what I'm fancying at the time. So anyway, I'm gonna head out now because I need to do some food shopping and I also just want to get the house all clean and straight so that I can really feel relaxed and enjoy my week off. So I'm going to be doing that today, but I will check in with you perhaps a little bit later on if I've got any reading updates. Good morning everybody, it is Sunday and I'm just eating a little bit of breakfast. I'm about to head out to the gym, but I wanted to quickly pop on here and give you a reading update before I head out for the day. So I did read a little bit more of my book. I'm now on page 173 of Piranesi and I am really enjoying this story. It's honestly not like anything I've read before. I definitely think this is the kind of book that's better to head into blind and without any expectations and just kind of discover it for yourself. So I don't want to say too much, but just to give you a bit of an idea of the plot, this is a fantasy book and in this story we follow our main character Piranesi, who is a man who lives in this huge magical house. And when I say huge, I mean massive. Like there are an infinite number of rooms in this house. The house is also filled with all of these amazing statues, and the lower floors of the house are submerged in the ocean and then the upper floors of the house are kind of up in the clouds. So it's really a creative setting, and the book is basically journal entries. So we're getting Piranesi's thoughts and feelings as he is kind of going room to room, living his daily life in the house, and he is a scientist, so he is kind of documenting everything that he finds in this house. And it's just so interesting being in his head. And as far as we know, it's only Piranesi and one other person who are alive in this house, so there's just the sort of two main characters. I think us as a reader are kind of aware that there's obviously something bigger going on and that Piranesi perhaps isn't fully aware of everything that's happened, and it's just so intriguing to kind of try and piece together why he is in this house and who this other person is and just what on earth is going on, because honestly you're very much dropped in this book in the beginning and it's not clear kind of what's going on, but I think that's kind of the point. So yeah, I'm really enjoying my reading experience with this one. Anyway, I am now gonna finish my breakfast and go to the gym, and then I've got some errands to run and things, and then I'm gonna come back, do some reading, and then I'm gonna have a nice roast dinner tonight, which is very exciting. So yes, I will catch up with you a little bit later on. Hey everyone, so it is quite a lot later now. It is now the evening and I've had a really lovely relaxing Sunday. I obviously went to the gym earlier and ran some errands, and then I came home and had a nice hot shower, grabbed some lunch, and I also watched the first episode of season 1 of Bridgerton on Netflix because I'm hoping to rewatch the whole series before the new series comes out next week. So yeah, that was really fun. And then this afternoon I've just been literally curled up on the sofa doing some reading, and I just wanted to pop on here quickly because I have now just finished Piranesi by Susanna Clarke, and I had a really great experience with this one. That's definitely what I would describe this book as. It's kind of like a reading experience, or at least it was for me anyway, because it's not like anything I've picked up before. I really enjoyed the way that it was presented as kind of journal entries, and I'm just going to say right off the bat that I definitely don't think this is going to be for everybody because it's definitely the kind of story that you just have to kind of go with and accept that you're not going to know everything right away, and it's also the kind of story where you have to suspend your disbelief quite a lot throughout it. But I actually really enjoyed kind of piecing things together slowly with our main character. I really like the fact that we were in the dark as much as our main character for a lot of this book, but we also had a bit of an upper hand on our main character in that we had an outsider's perspective and we could see that the situation that Piranesi is in isn't normal, and we can also see that perhaps he isn't being told the full truth or isn't completely aware of his situation and what's happening to him. And so us as a reader could kind of almost piece things together a little bit quicker than our main character. We were almost one step ahead of him, which I quite enjoyed. I also really loved the setting of this one. I thought it was so imaginative. It was also kind of creepy and a little bit eerie at times, but also very beautiful in the way that it was described. And I absolutely loved our main character as well. I really enjoyed seeing things through his eyes and his perspective on the world around him, and he had this real kind of innocence to him that was really endearing in a way. And so yeah, I just thought it was fascinating being in his mind, and yeah, I just had a really good time with this one. The only thing that I would say as a bit of a criticism would be that not everything is fully resolved at the end. Of course the main mystery is wrapped up at the end and it does become clear what's going on, but yeah, there were a few things that I still had questions about at the end. But aside from that, I had a really good time with this one. I definitely feel like it's a story that's going to stick with me and I'm going to think about for a long time. Yeah, please let me know if you've read this book because I know it's quite a polarizing book, so I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts on it and what you felt about it. Anyway, I am now going to head off and sort the dinner out. I'm going to have a roast dinner tonight with my partner, which is going to be really lovely, and I may or may not pick up another book this evening. We'll see if I'm in the mood to read. Obviously I will let you know if I do decide to pick something up, but yeah, I guess I'll chat with you in the next clip. It is Monday today and I've literally spent the whole day filming, editing and uploading my latest video, which is my non-fiction wish list. It literally takes me so long to do these videos, but I had a really fun time filming it and I'm really pleased with it, so hopefully that should be up by now. Today I was going to go out for a walk, but to be honest, it's gone a bit cloudy and it's really cold outside, so I think what I'm actually going to do is just snuggle up and do some reading. I'm having a super chilled week this week. It's a bit of a weird one because I think I said at the beginning of this video that I had annual leave to take this week, and I kind of had to take it this week because I had to use it up before the end of the working year, but it's not actually like the best time for me to take it because my partner is actually super busy with work. He's got some deadlines this week and he's got an exam on Thursday, so he is obviously very busy but that's okay. I'm kind of treating it as just a really nice way for me to unwind and just kind of do what I want to do, which I am enjoying. But anyway, the book that I'm going to pick up next is going to be Gallant by V.E. Schwab, which I'm really excited for. So yes, I'm hoping that this is going to be a really fun one. I think it's going to be quite a quick read because I've just had a little flick through and there are quite a few pages with like illustrations on and stuff. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really good one to kind of devour quite quickly. So I'm really looking forward to this. And then I also wanted to pop on here because I got a package from my postman, which has just arrived. So I thought we could open it together. So this is actually something that I bought literally like the other day when I was researching for my non-fiction wishlist video, and I kept coming across this book and it sounded so amazing. So many people have said such fantastic things about it that I just had to buy it. And that is All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. How stunning is this cover? I think the artwork is so amazing. So yeah, this is a memoir that's targeted towards a YA audience, and it's basically George M. Johnson's experience of growing up black and queer in America. It sounds like it's really heartfelt and really moving and impactful, and I'm just really looking forward to it. So yeah, I might actually pick this one up fairly soon. We'll see what I'm in the mood for. But anyway, I'm gonna go and make some lunch because I'm absolutely starving, and then I'll check in with you maybe a little bit later on today. So it is now the evening and I wanted to pop on here quickly just to give you a bit of a reading update because I have actually read the first 54 pages of Gallant and I'm enjoying this one for the most part so far. So in this story we're basically following a young girl called Olivia who is an orphan, and she has been raised in this boarding school for children, and she has actually been treated pretty awfully in this boarding school. So she actually can't speak, and none of the other girls in the boarding school or the staff have actually bothered to learn sign language, so no one can really communicate with her properly, and she's essentially just ignored and treated really awfully. And the story basically kicks off when Olivia basically receives this letter from her uncle telling her to go and move in with him. So Olivia is obviously very surprised because she's not aware that she has any living family. The only thing that she's ever had in her possession is a journal which has been written in by her mother. However, the journal is a little bit strange because her mother's writing becomes a little bit weird, and Olivia has kind of always assumed that her mother kind of lost her mind a little bit or wasn't in the right frame of mind when she dropped her off at the orphanage. And we're not sure whether or not Olivia's mum is actually still alive, or if she has gone missing, or if she has in fact died. And one message that is particularly intriguing in this journal is for Olivia to stay away from Gallant. Now that's really interesting because the letter that she receives from her uncle is actually calling her to his estate, which is called Gallant. So Olivia is obviously a little bit conflicted. She's obviously incredibly intrigued and wants to go and meet her uncle and her family and get away from this horrible orphanage, but she's also a little bit wary because obviously there is the warning within the journal from her mother to stay away from Gallant. But essentially Olivia basically doesn't get much of a choice, and her bags are packed and she gets sent off to go to her uncle's house. And so we've basically just arrived at the estate where I'm at, and Olivia is very surprised to find out that her uncle is in fact dead. Now that isn't a spoiler because that is actually on the synopsis for this book, but yeah, he died like a couple of years prior, and so we're not really sure who wrote this letter or how she got this letter, and it's all a little bit strange. And that's pretty much as far as I've got so far. So yeah, I'm definitely intrigued by the plot. I will say that it reads quite young, but yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go now because my pizza is actually ready. I just heard the alarm go, so I'm gonna go and eat some pizza and have a nice chilled evening with my boyfriend, and I'll probably check in with you at some point tomorrow. Good morning everybody, it is Tuesday today and I'm about to head out to the garden centre, which is going to be really lovely. So yeah, I'm just going to have a little mooch around, look at the plants and maybe grab a cup of tea and a bit of cake or something. It's nice and sunny at the moment, so fingers crossed the weather stays nice, and yeah, let's go. Hey everyone, so I am back from the garden centre. I've had such a lovely morning just mooching around, looking at all the plants, and then my boyfriend and I sat and we got a little cake and a little coffee, and it was just such a chilled way to start the morning, and I'm just feeling so zen now. But I'm obviously back home now and I'm sat out in our little garden and I've decided to do some reading out here. I'm really sorry if you can hear the road, we're by a really busy road here, so it's kind of loud with the traffic. But yeah, I wanted to pop on here quickly and just let you know that I've decided to pick up Neon Gods by Katie Robert, just because I'm not really in the mood to carry on with Gallant, because it's very much a kind of haunted house story, and although I'm really enjoying it, I'm just not in the mood for that kind of a book when it's so sunny outside. I'd much rather pick that up in the evening when it's a little bit darker. So yeah, I'm going to start Neon Gods and I'm very excited. I'm hoping that it's going to be really fun. Anyway, I'm going to sit and start this book and then I will catch up with you later. Good morning everybody, it is Wednesday today and it is such a gorgeous sunny day today, so I think what I'm going to do is take myself out for a nice walk. But I wanted to just pop on here quickly and give you an update before I head out, because I did actually do quite a lot of reading yesterday. So yesterday was so nice. I had such a nice time sitting out in the garden and just reading a ton of Neon Gods, and I actually ended up making a fair dent in this book. So I am now on page 120 and I'm obviously enjoying this one. I'm absolutely sailing through it. So this is a modern Hades and Persephone retelling, and in this story we follow our main character Persephone, who is basically being forced to marry Zeus, and this is something that she really doesn't want, because Zeus in this world is incredibly powerful but also incredibly dangerous, and so the thought of being engaged to him is just absolutely terrifying to Persephone. So she decides to cut her losses and run away, and she ends up running across the river into the Forbidden Undercity, which is where she bumps into Hades, and of course she ends up making this deal with Hades in order to make herself seem less desirable to Zeus, and the story kind of takes off from there really. I'm really enjoying the fact that we're getting both perspectives in here of Hades and Persephone, because I do prefer that in my romance. I like to see each other's feelings towards each other. I'm also enjoying some of the side characters in here, but what I will say is this book definitely goes from 0 to 100 when it comes to the kinky stuff in here. Like pretty much as soon as Hades and Persephone meet, we're straight in with the steamy smutty stuff, and I was kind of prepared for that because I've heard other people talking about this book and I know that it is pretty much straight up erotica, but it was a little bit surprising to get that quite so early on, and I do generally prefer smutty books that kind of have a bit more of a build up of sexual tension before we get to that stuff. So I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I mean I am enjoying it and I'm sailing through it, so yeah, there's that book. And then I did read a little bit more of Gallant last night, so I'm now on page 74, and I don't really have a huge amount more to say about this one really. I'm enjoying it for the most part. I like the fact that we're in the house now and some kind of more creepy things are starting to happen, and I'm intrigued to see where the plot goes and to piece things together, because at the moment it's all still a little bit of a mystery what's going on. So yeah, still enjoying that one. Anyway, I'm gonna head out now and go on my walk, and then I guess I will catch up with you a little bit later. Good morning everybody. I thought that we could catch up today over a nice little cup of coffee. It's quite early today, I've just got up, and yeah, I just wanted to check in and catch you up because I did actually end up doing quite a lot of reading yesterday. I didn't end up reading in the park actually because I just couldn't get comfy and stuff, and I was just enjoying being outside in the sunshine. But when I came home I did actually sit out in the garden and do quite a lot of reading with a little glass of wine, which was so nice. And I also read quite a lot in bed last night as well. So I have got some updates for you. So Neon Gods, I am now on page 193. So I'm quite a way through this one actually, and I am absolutely sailing through the pages of this book, which shows that I must be really enjoying it. It is pure filth, and what I mean by that is there is a lot of adult, explicit, sexy, kinky content in here. It's definitely for over 18s, but I mean, I'm enjoying it. What I actually really like about this book actually is that Katie Roberts places quite a lot of emphasis on consent in her story, which is something that you don't often see in dark romances, especially ones that have that kind of BDSM kinky type content in there. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the fact that consent is talked about a lot in here. I'm also enjoying our main character. She's got quite a lot of agency, she's in control, she takes things into her own hands, she knows what she wants and she's not ashamed of it, and I quite like that about her. So I'm enjoying reading from her perspective, and yeah, I'm having fun with this one. Plot wise, yeah, it's not amazing. The plot is a little bit silly, but that's okay. I'm still having fun with it and I'm enjoying the characters and obviously all the steamy content. So yeah, it's doing what I was expecting it to. I went into this book knowing that it was going to be basically just erotica, and I have been enjoying it. So there's that. And then Gallant, I did pick up and read quite a lot last night in bed actually, and I'm now on page 200, so I've got just over 100 pages left of this one. So I'm hoping to finish this one today, which I think I will because it's quite quick and easy to get through. And yeah, I'm having fun with this one, but it's not what I was expecting at all going in. So this to me reads more like a middle grade. It seems quite young. It definitely doesn't feel like a YA horror story to me, and I think that's partly because of the writing style. So for me, this book feels like someone is telling me like a ghosty bedtime story, and also our main character is quite young, and I found the plot to be quite predictable, and all of those things combined just make me feel like this is for more of a younger audience. There has been obviously some scary, creepy content in here, but I haven't felt really frightened. Like nothing has really shocked me in here. I've just been kind of enjoying the general vibe of the book, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I like anything with like creepy, ghosty setting, so I'm having fun with it, but it's just not what I was expecting, and I'm not as obsessed with it as I was hoping I would be, which is a little bit of a shame. Anyway, I'm going to head off now, enjoy this coffee and enjoy my day, and I'll check in with you in the next clip, hopefully when I've done a bit more reading. Hey everyone, so it is Friday and I'm about to head out to Center Parcs, but I wanted to pop on here quickly before I head out just because last night I did actually end up finishing Gallant by V.E. Schwab, and I wanted to just have a chat with you about it while everything's still fresh in my mind. So yeah, I did have fun with this one, but it wasn't quite what I was expecting, which I think I've already touched on in this vlog previously. So I think because I've read quite a lot of adult books recently, the switch to YA was a little bit surprising, and I just wanted more suspense and more tension and more frightening stuff in here, and I just didn't quite get that, which is a bit of a shame. The other thing I wanted to say is there was just something about the writing in here that didn't quite gel with me. I think it was the combination of it being both in third person and also present tense. Like, I think that's quite a difficult combination to get right, and also some of the descriptions just felt a little bit forced to me. Now that's definitely just a me thing because I know a lot of people really enjoy V.E. Schwab's writing in this book, so definitely take my opinion with a pinch of salt. But all in all, I think this was a good sort of ghosty gothic story. It had a lot of atmosphere. I quite liked the main character, and I definitely will be rereading this one in autumn Halloween time because I actually think that I will enjoy this more a second time now that I know what to expect going in. Yeah, I would be really interested to know your thoughts actually. What did you think about this book? If you've read it, please let me know in the comments because I'd love to have a chat with you. Also, what did you think about the ending, because I'm a little bit conflicted about it. Anyway, I'm now going to head out to Center Parcs, so I guess I'll see you in the next clip. Hi everyone, so I have made it to Center Parcs and we're just about to head out for tea in Las Iguanas, and then we're gonna head out and just walk around the grounds a little bit and try and get our bearings and then catch an early night because tomorrow we've got quite a lot of activities booked. So yeah, it's gonna be a really fun weekend and I'm really excited to go and get some food because I'm actually starving. So let's go get some food. Good morning everybody, it is Saturday today and we've just had breakfast at the Pancake House and now we're going to go and play adventure golf.
Yes.
So we've just done mini golf and we're both awful, like really bad.
It was really hard though, like as far as other adventure golfs we've done before, like that was probably the hardest one.
So hard. Anyway, we're now gonna get a little drink and go for a little walk around the grounds and enjoy the sunny weather because it's so nice. Hello everybody, so I am back from Center Parcs. I had such a lovely weekend. I didn't do a huge amount of reading to be honest. I did read a little bit more of Neon Gods, although my bookmark has fallen out so I can't remember exactly what page I'm up to, but I think I'm about 250 pages into this one and I don't really have any more thoughts really. This is just a erotic novel basically. I enjoy reading it when I'm in the mood and yeah, I'm having fun with that one. I also started Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Shannon McGuire and I'm up to page 57 and I am enjoying this one so far. So this is the second book in the Wayward Children series. So if you haven't heard, this is a fantasy series of short novellas, and the whole premise is that there is this school which was put together by this woman called Eleanor West, and it's for wayward children. So it's for children who have stumbled down a rabbit hole or gone through a hidden doorway and found themselves in a new magical realm and had an amazing adventure, and then for one reason or another have ended up back in the normal world and now can't readjust. So Eleanor West's School for Wayward Children is kind of like a sanctuary for all of these children, where they can feel safe and not judged, and they can be who they want to be. They can be surrounded by other children who understand them in that way, in that they are all kind of misfits and don't really conform or fit in with what we think is normal. So yeah, I really enjoyed the first book in this series. This book is focusing in on two characters called Jack and Jill. I'll read you a little bit from the blurb actually, because it'll give you a better understanding than if I try and explain it myself. But it says on the back here, twin sisters Jack and Jill were 17 when they found their way home and were packed off to Eleanor West's Home for Wayward Children. This is a story of what happened first. Jacqueline was her mother's perfect daughter, polite and quiet, always dressed as a princess. If her mother was sometimes a little strict, it's because crafting the perfect daughter takes discipline. Gillian was her father's perfect daughter, adventurous, thrill-seeking and a bit of a tomboy. He really would have preferred a son, but you work with what you've got. They were 5 when they learnt that grown-ups can't be trusted. They were 12 when they walked down the impossible staircase and discovered that the pretense of love can never be enough to prepare you for a life filled with magic in a land filled with mad scientists and death and choices. So yeah, this is a really interesting look into these two characters. So far we've basically had their kind of upbringing really. So they've got these very kind of overbearing parents who have kind of categorized them into one will be the pretty princess one and one will be the tomboy. And while they might like those things, that's not what defines them wholly, and so they've never really felt like they could really be who they truly are, just because they're always being forced to act in a certain way by their parents. And then we've just got up to the bit where they find this magical staircase which takes them to this new fantastical world, and for the first time Jack and Jill can kind of feel like they can be who they truly are. And what I really enjoy about these stories is they kind of blend quite a lot of genres, and they do get quite dark and twisted, which just adds a really interesting take on the kind of fairy tale stories. So yeah, I just really like the fact that it's kind of written in a really whimsical fairy tale way, but then we do have some interesting topics that are discussed in these books, and they do actually pack a punch even though they are quite small, or at least the first one did, and I'm hoping this one will too. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this one and can't wait to kind of read more of it. So that's that one. And then I also just wanted to do a bit of an unboxing, because I did actually get this little package in the post. This is actually something that I was hoping to take away with me to Centre Parcs. I ordered it for my trip away because I just think this would have been perfect to read whilst I was there, but unfortunately it didn't come in time, but that's okay. I'm still excited to pick it up when I get a chance now that I'm home. So yeah, let's open this one up. So this is a very cute little poetry book called Watering the Soul, and it's written by Courtney Peppernill. So yeah, this is just a cute little poetry book. Poetry is something that I haven't actually read much of, if I'm being honest, and I am a little bit intimidated by poetry, but I've seen quite a few people say that this is quite a nice place to start, because I think they're quite easy to read and just nice uplifting poems. So yeah, I'm excited to see what I think of this one. It says on the back here, in true Peppernill style, the book is divided into sections, this time guiding you through a step-by-step recipe to heal your soul. So yeah, I think this just sounds really, really cute. It doesn't look too intimidating, and there are also a couple of illustrations in here as well, which are just so sweet. So yeah, I'm really excited to give this one a try. Anyway, I better wrap things up because I'm very aware that this is a very long video. So if you're still here, thank you so much. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. Please drop me a comment down below. I always love to chat with you in the comments, or if you're not sure what to write, please leave me a little heart or something, just so that I know that you're there, because that always brightens up my day. And yeah, I hope you're having a fantastic day, whatever you're up to, and I guess I'll see you next time with another video. Bye.